Welcome back to Basement Video Podcast.
We're finally done Loki.
Fuck Loki.
Yeah.
Final episode review.
And John's so
Why fuck Loki?
I like it. I'm done with it.
What do you mean you're done with it? I want more of it.
Yeah,
John's gotta
next
watch
time.
more shows now.
I honestly can't wait for the second season, by the way. I want
Already. Whoa, calm down.
No.
That's the
I
end.
want-
We're going to talk about that at the end.
I want to watch more.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it at the end.
Marvel's got tons of content coming out soon you can just keep up with.
Tons of...
Yeah, what?
Like the I Am Groot show.
Ant-Man? Wow, cool.
It's a Quantumania, dumbass.
Hey, Ant-Man's the go-to. though.
Wait, be honest
I
with you.
don't
Wait,
watch
be
Ant-Man.
honest. You guys, when did you even watch Ant-Man when it came out? Did you guys even think,
No,
like,
no one said, hey, I'm going to go see Ant-Man in theaters.
I watched it after, yeah.
I
watched
did
it
after one like Ed game was coming
They were
out.
fun,
I watched
though.
I mean, I saw it because I realized that like they're gonna do the whole Avengers, so I might as well see like the movies of every character that's gonna be in it.
Yeah,
But-
that's what I was saying.
Good idea.
That's what I was saying.
But what's your thoughts? Like, what did we predict and what turned out to be
I
true?
think we were right and wrong.
Well,
Because it was He Who Remains, which Alex mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
But then we find out He Who Remains has variants, which is one of them's being... Kang.
Who was right about
Conqueror.
that?
Everyone?
I think we all
Oh,
like
yeah,
more
yeah.
or less said that like these are the options. He's either gonna be the. I was like He
Yeah.
Who Came Before.
He Who
then
Remains.
He Who Remains, and then you were like Kang
Yeah.
because you were like
They already casted him.
here exactly, and then
Yeah,
Cody
that-
was.
I
But
thought
little
they
did
were
we
I
know-
thought they were going to save him for the movie, though. You know what I mean?
They still kind of did, because that's
They
He
are
Who
gonna-
Remains.
Yeah.
That's He Who
No, for sure.
Remains.
Yeah, they didn't say he was Kang.
Oh, by the way,
but they did in a good way.
are these movies? By the way, Ant-Man and
Ant-Man's movies.
Ant-Man's, yeah, they didn't.
Okay,
make
so
sense of that.
Quantumanium is a movie. It's not gonna be
Yes,
on
it's a
Netflix.
movie.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
all right. Same with Doctor
Disney
Strange.
Plus.
Oh, I can't. I just watched Doctor Strange again, and it's pretty good. But no, I watched
here,
Doctor.
folks.
No.
Cody's review. It's pretty
It's pretty good.
pretty good.
I just watched
Pretty
it
good.
because of how it like ties into like the multiverse, because he talks about basically they get all their powers from the multiverse, they channel it, right, to
Mhm.
make their magic and everything. But it's also funny because the villain of that movie is also at the end of like a void in time, but it's like a dark dimension, so just
Yeah.
a different dimension to whatever the TVA is. But I don't know, I kind of want to watch it just specifically for that reason, how he's gonna have to correct reality now with all these different separate realities being created.
Do you think Goliath was Dormammu's dog?
You mean Alioth or whatever?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was. He says that. He's
No.
like,
I was just kidding. That's not true.
We're
Yeah,
not
yeah.
testing you, Cody.
That's John.
Anyway, no, that's the thing that was kind of disappointing is that like Dormammu's like
Normal.
that's his name.
Yeah, I know.
Dormammu.
It's
He's
just a
actually like
funny-ass
a
name.
really big deal. Like he's a bigger threat than Thanos could ever be, and they kind of like
Maybe that was just a tease.
did nothing with him. They were just
Maybe
like
that's just a
Dormammu,
tease.
I'm gonna make a bargain, and then that's
Okay.
it.
Yeah, but he had the time, so he
What
could
were
do
you
that.
saying, John?
Maybe he was just a tease.
I wasn't interrupting John, by the way.
No, he was just talking over me, right?
Right.
Maybe that was just a tease to show you that he's in the universe and they're going to bring him back.
Yeah.
And I mean,
You heard
Doctor
it here
Strange,
first, guys. They both say yeah.
Yeah.
but Doctor Strange is good at bargaining with entities like that. Kind of does right off the bat, right? That's just showing as one of his strong points.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that
that's
he can
true.
sit there and be like, look at this powerful fucking being. I can sit here and like keep dying and dying and dying and dying to the point where he feels like he's a prisoner.
Yeah, but that wasn't his powers.
I
by
still
the
thought
way.
that was fucking sick. Well, oh, because he just took the time stone.
Yeah, that was the Time Stone's power. So now
But it's still his.
He
Like,
knows how to use it well.
yeah, he
Yeah.
knows. But he was like,
It's his tactic.
yeah, it's his tactic,
Yeah.
and he was like the fact that he had the fucking strength to keep dying over and over and over and over again. That's got to take something. Like, you know what I mean? Like, how many
To
times
be-
could you die over and over again and be like, all right, I
do
can't
that
do
at
this
least
anymore?
once.
To be fair, it was
Yeah.
kind of impressive that he could use an Infinity Stone when, like, it was stated that anyone who even tried touching the stone would just die because it was just too much power for any, like, normal person to handle.
Well, I guess that's kind of the whole premise of that movie, though, right? They're not supposed to draw certain powers from certain dimensions,
Yeah.
whereas like the Ancient One did, and that's why they were like, oh fuck, like she's an outcast, and then he did because he messed with the Time Stone, to, like fuck with reality, and like they even like one of his, I think it was what's his name, the other guy.
Mondo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
know what I'm talking about?
Modu.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, like he didn't even want to be a part of that because he used the time because he's gonna have to correct it after a certain amount of time.
That was what's kind of strange about that movie was that, like, the Marvel movie talks about, like, infinite timelines, but, like, the TVA and all this Loki stuff is to explain to us that there's only one correct timeline.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna
Yeah.
look into how they're gonna explain these things.
It kind of like,
But they'll find a way.
Yeah, it just seems like
In
it's
a
kind of
weird
like
way.
contradicting itself sometimes when it's like, even like the scene where Doctor Strange was like, he was meditating and seeing all the possible outcomes.
It's like
That was
14
kind of
million.
yeah. It was kind of interesting that he said that he saw 14 million possible outcomes, and he said that there was only one where we can make it work. So it's almost like maybe
think-
that was a kind of a hint saying that there's only one timeline
Do you
right
think
now.
he was talking? And
What?
do you think they were talking with the He Who Remains? Like, do you think Doctor
Yeah,
Strange
since he knew
knows he's
about
a
it.
thing?
I don't know.
I- It's hard to say,
Because
honestly.
Doctor Strange can see all those different timelines.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think he could see that he's the one running one of them?
Well, again, that's hard to say.
Just try it. Try saying it.
No.
Okay.
Try it.
I think like the guy I think He Who Remains is kind of like
Dead.
his status. I think is like, think about this, because Loki was like, he thought he was a god, and then he realized that he was really little compared to like the TVA, because the TVA watches over the universe,
Yeah.
and then the TVA didn't even know about He Who Remains. So it's almost like He Who Remains is like, I wouldn't say he's a god, but he's like kind of like up there and more of
Well, he's controlling everything.
yeah, and in that sense, he watches over time and makes sure that like
Can I ask you guys a question?
yeah, what's up?
So when
Go
this
on.
episode started, were you happy they kind of didn't like beat around the bush? Like aside from they kind of give you like a little bit of a fake out. So when Loki and Sylvia they go into the castle, whatever, they got their swords drawn out, they're going in really slow, and then Miss Minutes comes up.
I love that scene.
That got me.
Like you actually thought
I
it
thought the
gonna be
episode
her?
was going to be kind of horror-ish after that, to be honest.
Yeah, and she kind of persuaded them with everything. Well, specifically Loki, right? She wanted to give him the Infinity Gauntlet, and he's like, "Oh, you can have all these things. We can take you in place."
I'll let you kill
both of you.
Thanos.
Yeah, like put both of you in this time. Did you think for a second like they were trying to like be like, "Oh, Miss Minutes is the one"?
I mean, I don't believe that she was. If they did, I would have been all on
Pretty
board
much.
for that, because
Yeah, I would've
I
too.
loved it. I actually would like the idea that Miss Minutes was kind of like
Or if it
the
was
one.
more like Wizard of Oz, if he was just controlling Miss Minutes, which I guess he kind of was. But
Yeah.
Control.
If that was supposed to be him,
If
you
you
know
know,
what I mean?
yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was saying it's like they didn't really beat around the bush. It was like they opened the door, they showed. I wish I would. What's the actor's name now?
Who?
The one who's going to be playing King the Conqueror and King the
Kang.
Conqueror.
Kang the
sorry.
Conqueror.
Jonathan Majors.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors. So you saw him right away, and you're just like, oh shit! Like, what did you think?
Well,
That's when I instantly just thought it was going to be Kang.
I saw his outfit. I saw the purple and blue, and I was like, okay, so it's kind of like he's gonna go for Kang. But then it was like
Or
his whole
something was up.
personality was
Yeah.
like he was
That
insane
apple.
almost. No, he wasn't.
He never even said his name.
No, exactly.
Miss Minutes
just
did.
referred-
And she's like, "Oh, she's still calling me that."
Mm-hmm. It's kind of weird, but he's like, I gotta dig it.
And he's like, "I got a bunch of names."
Yeah, a
Yeah.
conqueror.
He never even said. No one even said Kang once in this episode.
No,
They show the
didn't.
statue of him in the TV at the end, but yeah.
we'll
But
talk about that after and what it reminds.
I was saying to you before, like he was saying that a variant of him is coming.
Yeah.
So
multiple
technically,
of them.
Multiple, infinite.
right?
But he was
But
pretty much
there's
hinting
one
yeah.
that's gonna rule everything or take over everything and be a dick.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just be an asshole.
so basically, if we're assuming that's Kang,
Mhm.
then he's also Kang.
Yeah, that's what he.
That's
yeah,
what he
yeah.
said. Yeah.
That's it, when she kills him. I'll see him.
Yeah.
There's just like a lot that actually happened in like the first couple scenes, like the fact when they were walking down the hallway. It's actually kind of like, I don't know if you paid attention, but it's actually the same kind of like hallway when the people from the Wizard of Oz were going to go see the wizard. Like it was actually this whole like sort of like
Yeah, just a long hallway. With
this
pictures
whole
up.
situation of them going to see Kang is almost like us, like, we're off to see the wizard, almost everything.
Yeah.
And do you guys remember the statues that show the 3 timekeepers?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
there was a 4th one that was knocked down.
Yeah, I saw that. Who do you think it was? Kang.
No, I posted actually. If you scroll up, there
Which
is.
one- Okay, which one is it?
So
That's
go
what
up,
I'm
up,
trying
up,
to
up, 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 up,
find. You only
up.
have to say up once, buddy. I know. I know.
He knows his ups and downs.
I'm just so excited. It's that one right there.
Yes.
Yep.
Andrew,
His name is.
Here, I'll 1 minute. 1 minute. Alex,
Sorry, I
read
thought
that.
you knew that.
The Oracle of Siwa.
AKA the 4th timekeeper.
Mm-hmm.
You want to bring it up, Andrew, so for the
I
folks at home?
I already had it up.
No, the Discord, Andrew.
Yeah, I already had it up.
Oh.
He's on top of things.
Oh.
I was
He's on his A game.
I was on it
He's
before
got a new
you
mixer,
said
he's good.
Wait, so
Perfect.
sorry.
Don't be
Alex,
sorry.
go on. What about Mr. The picture you on the show?
No, it was just that he was supposed to be the 4th timekeeper, but then he ended up becoming an oracle, and, like, to help the Fantastic Four with their own mission in the comics. And then, like I said before, the timekeepers and him and everything that involves like this sort of stuff, TVA kind of like they kind of like dropped it and they never brought it up ever again, really.
Are they in the comics or the timekeepers? Are they also like androids?
No, they're
No,
real.
no,
They're
no.
real people.
Yeah, that was a cop out.
But then why is the He Who Remains like the person behind them, or is it just?
Well, he's still there. There's a picture of him right there in the comics.
But I mean, he's not behind the timekeepers
This
per
one?
se in the comics.
He created the timekeepers because He Who Remains.
Wow,
is,
okay.
This
yeah,
one?
that's that one. Yeah,
He created them, but they're real.
yeah, they're real.
They're not androids.
And
Okay.
Discord. So he's the one with the melty face.
Yep.
Yeah, he's old
He's
as
He
fuck.
Who Remains in the comics.
Well, he is gonna be old. He lived longer than the universe itself.
Which is funny. 'Cause you mentioned that. This is the only out of the two series, the WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, where it didn't end up in some like giant fight scene. It was more of like a Tarantino kind of showdown where it was just like they sat and they talked. You know what I mean? Which I really liked.
Yeah, yeah.
I really liked that a lot because I was expecting lasers and fucking people flying up in the air, and I just wasn't having that. You know what I mean?
I didn't think that was gonna happen. I kind of knew somewhat there was gonna be
Well,
talking
glad, yeah.
because like I think any fight that was gonna happen, it was gonna be with Goliath, because when it showed like the Citadel with like He Who Remains, it was just like it felt like he was gonna be someone that we were gonna suspect who was gonna be like Kang the Conqueror, but it was gonna be like a different version of him maybe, because I feel like everything that's been going on so far is just so different from how they're doing with the actual characters. Like if you think about what's her name, Ravonna, who's like
Renslayer?
Ravonna Renslayer. She's like the one that runs the TVA. She's actually supposed to be Kang's love interest in the comics, and as she doesn't even know who Kang is, or he remember when Miss Minutes came back and she was like, "Sorry, I was dealing with some trouble," and she was like, "What's this file? This isn't what I asked for." And she's like, "Yeah, but it's who he thinks that it'd be more useful to you." It's like she's like, "Who?" So obviously she doesn't even know who He Who Remains even is.
Yeah.
Uh,
And on that note, we're gonna take a quick break.
And we're back. So last time I was talking about was the fourth timekeeper, and his name is the Oracle Sewa.
Say what?
Yeah, exactly.
Say what?
Say what? So he was the fourth timekeeper, but he got expelled when he helped the Fantastic Four with their like mission, and because he did something that wasn't like almost like, you know how the Watchers, they can watch, they can't interact with people.
Andrew, don't move your chair.
He helped the Fantastic Four tell them about the future of what was going to happen and how to prevent it. And because he did that, the timekeeper's out. You're out of the club, bro. Get out of here.
You go back up to. I want to see this fella.
Yeah, you want to see what he looks like, buddy?
He kind of looks like just like a Martian almost.
Do you want me to
Yeah.
put it back on the screen?
No, this one's just for Cody.
It just sucks that we had. Oh yeah.
What's he look
Sorry, I
like?
thought you knew that. Seems like a nice guy.
He does seem like a chill. He seems like a pretty chill dude.
Yeah. Too bad they expelled him.
He must have been a bad kid.
Do you think they replaced him?
I think it's hard to tell because in the statue, it looks like they just shattered the statue and they just were like, let's just forget about this dude entirely. He's not part of our crew anymore.
Yeah.
And then we got introduced with. I honestly love this character, by the way.
Which one?
The Kang. Well, he never.
He Who Remains.
He Who Remains, exactly.
Yeah, his acting was great in this.
Yeah, it was.
It reminds me of
fantastic.
like the Joker, but in the Dark Knight movie. With
In a
the-
way,
in
yeah,
a
I get what
way,
you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
where it's just
Yeah, a
like
little bit of that.
everything burns. He just didn't care almost at one point. He was just like,
Pretty
he was so
goofy.
old. He's done this for so long. He saw so much destruction that he really just wanted to almost give up his role. But here's the thing, though. Do you think he was lying about what he was saying, or do you think he was telling the truth?
Well, it's kind of proven
What?
that he was telling the truth.
Oh, yeah. That's true. Because of the But do you think he was actually...
No, dude, he's lying.
But do you actually think that he...
You think anything's actually happening?
You think he what?
You think Bobby's just playing a trick on?
Well, he remember
This
he
is just a
said,
big
remember
prank.
when he said like I'll see you soon? Was he just saying like they'll eventually see like an evil
know what?
version of him, or do
Well,
you
Because
think,
he just
yeah, he
told them
was.
literally about all his variants, and that one.
But
of
he
them
also
I'm not the only
said reincarnation too.
Yeah. Yeah, reincarnation is
Both.
a different thing. But see, that's the thing with these. Someone's mentioned before with these Marvel movies is it's kind of hard because like to be like emotionally attached to a character and not have to worry too much because if they die, couldn't like it's they can come back in a way.
There's already rumors that Black Widow's coming back.
See, you know what I mean? So I don't know.
well, think about this though. It's like Gamora is technically back, but it's not like the same one that we know. They just plucked it from the timeline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
She was in
exactly. But it's
yeah.
What do you think about that, by the way, in comics where they just like kill a character, but obviously
they do it all the time. But it's been going around for fucking ages, though.
Yeah, I don't care.
You know what I mean? So
I
It's
don't
almost
care.
like a soap opera.
It is
yeah.
Yeah.
for nerds. Yeah.
They kill people off, bring them back.
like, oh, Francesco, I thought you died. You should have checked the body then in case, something like that. It's just some stupid cliche. And they always come back and they either got like some new power or they're just like got a new costume or something like that.
Yeah, I'm down. Keep the story rolling, boys.
Keep it.
Well, did you notice that when they did break the time when Sylphie killed Kang, that the one single timeline branched off into like literally just webs,
And then those branched off, and then those branched off. Yeah.
Almost
so it's
like
like
a tree.
it's insane. It looked actually beautiful in a way. Did you notice that one section was red, where it's like the whole thing was blue, but there was like a one section that was just red?
Mm-hmm.
There's like people that are theorizing that's like since Wanda's so strong and she can almost
That's
create.
hers? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like her almost like
Did
her.
you see the spot where it said Fantastic Four is coming soon?
What?
You didn't see that, guys?
Where?
Where?
In one of the branches. You guys didn't
Yeah.
see that?
What?
Great if you zoomed in really like close at Fantastic Four.
Are you? You're fucking with it.
Once Cody started going in with it, I couldn't help but smile.
Oh, you were yanking.
Why would
his
it just
chain.
say Fantastic Four coming soon?
Well, I don't know, because I thought, why would you lie on your own podcast?
Because I'm funny.
He does that.
Don't believe,
I'm a Loki, bro.
don't believe a
I
single
told you a
word
few
this man
episodes
says. I have to.
He said this
I guess
was
just touching
Loki's
back-
podcast.
Kind of
Yeah.
just kind of rewind a little bit, touching back. What I was saying. So, I think with Tony Stark dying and everything, that was such this huge thing, right? Like for everybody.
How big
Like,
was it, Cody?
well, I'm saying I don't think within this. I think they'll find a way to explain why that. I don't like. He obviously has variants, but they'll only that one, or just focus on that being like the true and tried and true variant of him.
Alex, you ever read Iron Man 2099 or Spider-Man 2099 or know anything about them?
Is that the one where they're like?
It's just futuristic Spider-Man, Iron Man. It's not the people anymore. It's like their descendants.
No, I never saw it. Explain it to me.
That'd be cool.
Well, what happens?
It's just literally a future descendant of them, but they're different personality. Like, I think, I'm not 100% sure, but I think there was a Spider-Man comic I read where it was Spider-Man 2099. It was like not a crossover, but you know when there is crossovers?
Are you okay, Cody?
Yeah, I'm fine.
You need water
hey,
or something?
Hey, leave Cody alone. You know the...
Do you need something?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'll give it to him later.
Wait.
Dick tonight. But yeah, you know, like when there's crossovers, they usually do like tie-in comics to like tie in things, even if that aren't part of the crossover, but that are.
Mm-hmm.
It was like that, and they went to the future, and it was like, if I'm remembering this correctly, Tony Stark's, it was like his cousin or nephew or something down the line, is now Iron Man, but he's not a good guy. And
Mhm.
Spider-Man ended up in the future somehow with Spider-Man 2099, and they had to like kill him. Or not kill him, they wouldn't kill him, take care of him.
I just feel like now that if they don't change anything, like how Kane is dead and the universe branched off, Kang. I keep calling Kane for like K-A-H-N.
WWF, bud.
Yes, but if they don't change that, like he's like Kang's dead, and they don't change that, and the universe is still broken and it's branched off,
Not Kang.
then anything.
Kang didn't die.
What?
Technically, that was He Who Remains.
Yeah. Well, since
It's almost the same way. It's like it's Loki but Sylvia, but
It's the same thing, but yeah.
Yeah.
They just have different names, just like Loki and Sylvie.
well, what I'm saying is that like if nothing changes, then anything is possible at this point.
We already
Because
saw everything change.
what?
When he goes back to TVA, they don't even know who he is. Then they show the statue.
That's
of
what I
Kang.
mean. If nothing changes from the way things are now.
Oh yeah, I thought you meant the other way around.
Okay.
Here's a little thing you wanted to show, Alex. This is kind of funny.
it's another picture that we pulled up here.
Alex,
Oh,
explain
you
this.
explain that one.
Well, I dug in a little deeper about Ravonna, and it turns out that she was supposed to be Kang's love interest.
Oh yeah, like I fucking said that last week to you, and you made fun of me for it.
I don't recall what are you talking about.
I was like, oh yeah, like they could be a love interest. She's like, what do you mean? They never met. That's fucking stupid.
I didn't say that.
You did. He did say that.
When did I say that?
You said that in the
That was
last,
last
week's
time.
Loki.
When did I
that
fucking
fight?
say that?
Andrew,
Put it in there.
You're gonna put what in there, huh?
the clip of you saying it. And the clip will be right here.
Oh, you know what? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like in the comments, he's obsessed with like Egyptian times. But no, sorry, you maybe mentioned something. You were talking about Renslayer, right?
No, I didn't mention
I
Renslayer
meant,
at all.
like, earlier. But like, do you think that like he's like, that's like his like love interest, but she's not into him, and then so he just erased her memory and threw her into this?
You're getting way too deep into this, man. There's no love interest between Renslayer and the character that we haven't even seen yet.
But yeah, so
Mistakes were made, okay? So what can I say? Well, now I know that I'm proven wrong, okay? But here's what I want to know is what do you guys think happened to her though? She left to find who remains or whoever's in charge. But where do you think she actually went though?
Oh, through that door.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I assume she went there, but we don't know.
Do you have any ideas of what Miss Minutes
she
might have
get
given
there?
her?
Did they tell us?
No, it was supposed to be like she wanted
I
files.
know what she wanted, but yeah, she didn't give her that.
I think it might be something that the He Who Remains wrote down, like sort of like instructions of what to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because remember he said like,
contingency plan.
yeah, exactly. So remember how he said like he knows how everything
like,
turns
yeah.
out because he's seen it all pretty much.
Yeah.
And the only time when he wasn't unsure of what was going to happen next was when he gave Loki and Self the option to kill him, pretty much.
Who's Self?
Or
Sylvie.
Oh, Sylvie.
Sylvie, sorry.
I kind of like that ultimatum they were giving him. They're like, you, I've been here. He's just like, I'm really old. You know, I've been here for a long time, so you guys can take over the mantle or you can kill me. It's like,
Pick your poison.
yeah.
What would
like,
you choose?
Well, think about it. You're there, fucking in this castle, just fucking eating apples all the time. Like,
I'm sure he could eat whatever he wants, you know?
yeah, I
Yeah,
guess.
but he likes apples.
I think apples is just a symbol of a lot of things, though.
Andrew, you look really
He's a
happy eating
villain.
that
All
cookie.
villains eat apples.
It's something to be like more like apples could represent the fact that like it's like a Sir Isaac Newton reference where he like, you know, discovered the gravity and stuff like that. Or it could be a reference of like he's lying and he could be tempting them, like, you know, the serpent tempting Adam and Eve.
Yeah.
Because Loki and Sylvie are kind of like almost like
Adam and Eve in that situation.
exactly. So that's why I was asking, like, do you think he's trying to trick them in a way? Because he didn't seem like he was begging for his life, or even was like.
Maybe he wanted Kang to come, but he didn't want to do it himself.
Well, like he said, he paved the way and they just walked up it, right? So
He paved the road and they
Yeah.
just walked on it. You ever walked on a road?
And there was a certain point where I don't know. I feel like he was just telling the truth the whole time because like after that he's like, yeah, at a certain point he didn't know what was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you were
he's
saying.
like, I stopped writing or whatever. He's like, I don't know what happens in the next 5 seconds ago.
How'd you feel about Sylvie this episode? Were you kind of annoyed with her?
I got really annoyed, actually.
Yeah, I was like, she wouldn't like.
Why?
Like I understand. I get to a certain point, but it was
Like
just,
what she did.
what she did, but the fact it was just weird that she wouldn't even like.
Remotely try to listen to
Yeah.
Loki.
No, she's a fucking Loki. I wasn't really surprised or annoyed because I expected something like that from one of them.
I feel like it was
Like,
kind of.
it explains it though.
It kind of is just more character building on him to show that he didn't do something like that. Because it's showing him that, or showing us that he's more honest, that he's more the hero than a villain right now.
Or he listened to Mobius
Yeah,
when Mobius said
he
like
can be what he wants.
you can be good.
Yeah.
So it ties back. I was just thinking about it, the whole series going forward. Like, do you think there was enough for him to like what happened between the first Avengers? I think was when he gets
when he gets
deviated,
taken,
right?
Yeah.
From the end of this season, do you think there was enough time or what situations for his character develop in the way that he did, or do you think that they kind of cheaped out on that and they could have maybe provided some more things for it to happen so that he made the choices that he did? Because it was very un-Loki like, especially near the end.
Well, that's the thing is I've been thinking about this a lot lately, and the whole fact that like the Avengers mucked up and Loki managed to escape with the Space Stone, it's like the timeline's already been deviated, and it's almost like, are we ever gonna see this Loki that we've known in the show ever again? Like, because this version of Loki is obviously a changed man. He's not that maniacal. Because think about this. Remember in the first Avengers,
Well, yeah.
he told Black Widow that like, I'm gonna have your friends murder you in the most evil possible way they know how. And now this Loki's like, Sylvie, all I care about is if you're okay. And it's just like, it's a complete diff tone of
That's
like,
that's what I'm asking. Do you think that they provided enough like?
You're saying, do you think they did it too quick?
Yeah, like or
The
did they?
character development for him happened too quick.
what's too quick though? Because
But
he's
I'm just thinking the circumstances that he kind of came across was enough to change him in the way that it did. I think like for instance like I guess maybe at the beginning, especially like showing him maybe his mother dying or something was like kind of what set that off and
Yeah,
was a good way
started
of
the process of that.
I think
Yeah.
Loki the series does this perfectly in the way that like, because in a way Loki's always kind of been fighting that internal turmoil of like, does he really want conquest, does he really want to be king of Asgard, and he's always kind of like faked his death, and then like you kind of see in his last moments when he was with Thanos that he was like, brother, the sun will rise on us once again, and then he dies, right? When he got got pruned or pulled from his timeline when he escaped with the space stone, he was still kind of like that evil version that never saw his mother dead. He never saw Asgard fall.
Yeah,
he never saw Odin fall. But when he went to see, and remember when they locked him up and he was like left alone in that room, he can see his like whole life.
His whole life, yeah.
The fact that he saw his mother die, Odin dead, Asgard's fallen, and he saw his own death, I think that's enough to make anyone rethink your life and,
Because obviously the path that he would have went on if he didn't get pulled to the TVA would have been not good.
Yeah. So I'm kind of glad the way that they're doing this, and it's believable too.
Well, what do you think? Okay, so what kind of character traits have that he's always had? What do you think will stick? Like at this point, you think he's kind of become a hero or like an anti-hero? But do you still think he's still full of tricks and like betrayal?
I still think he's going to be
maybe
tricky.
more of a lighter way.
He's probably going to be tricky.
Yeah.
Like
he's going to be a prickster, trankster.
He's going to be a little bit of a dick still.
Eat your cookie, Kendra. You got cookie crumbs everywhere.
No, I don't. What do you mean?
But I think like to help the Avengers or even whatever he's helping with, I think he's going to use his trickiness for good. In some ways. I'm sure there will still be something they'll show us in season 2 or something where he's, oh, maybe I'm a dick still. But like... I don't know.
I think the worst thing that could happen right now is that they make Sylvie so
She'll probably be the villain.
They're gonna make her the villain, and Loki almost has to kill the person he genuinely actually loved
to make the character development more.
And then he's gonna go back to being like all that good, like positive, like, you know, change that he's experienced throughout this whole first season is gonna be torn apart when he has to probably deal with fighting Sylvie again.
You think that will happen? Because I feel like if he does kill her, that will just prove more that he is a better person in a way. Not him killing her, but like
I don't think
the fact that he would get to that point.
Though.
Because he knows she's evil.
Yeah,
she keeps doing shit like that she's doing.
It's
not well. Continue, sorry.
I just think it's hard to see someone grow so much as a person, only for one thing that was good in their life to turn out to, like, you know, not end up the way that he genuinely loves Sylvie, like, you know, and he's like obviously hard showing it because he's never had like these kinds of emotions with a person before.
Yeah. Sorry, what did you say her name was?
Sophie.
Yeah, Sophie, right? Sophie? Sofa?
Yeah, sofa. Mm-hmm. Sofa couch.
And it's just like another thing is that like that's probably one outcome that's gonna happen. It's like he's gonna probably have to like deal with her himself, and it's gonna break him almost to the point where it's just like,
well, he was already.
What?
I was gonna say he was already pretty hard. Like at the end when he kisses her and then she kicks him through the portal, he was fucking torn apart. Cause
you could see it was like total language.
Yeah, well, just even like it's just that like it's like almost like the
love is like a dagger.
No, the guy the Stanley Kubrick, like, you know, he does like the face, like the close up of someone's face, and like you just see what they're expecting. I don't know why I'm making that comparison, but you could just tell like how he's feeling.
That
whatever.
exact like angle on him, they did it like 3 times in this season though. Of him on the ground looking up like what the hell just happened.
Yeah, he's been fucking torn left and right.
But he got fucked with a lot, and it's weird for him because he's usually fucking.
And I bet you even like him going up to Mobius after and him not knowing who he was
that probably fucked him too. We didn't really see that much, but yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's okay. The girl that I love, she's a little fucked. I can probably fix her. Let's go get Mobius. He's my buddy. Hey, who the fuck are you? Are you in accounting? What do you want?
Yeah.
I think that's like the scariest thing ever when it comes to time travel is that if you're wrong and you don't know what world you came from, you'll never find it again because there's going to be infinite worlds that might be very similar but very different at the same time.
Yeah. Not until Doctor Strange comes along.
I mean, who knows? Is it going to be your Doctor Strange though, or it could be an infinite Doctor Strange looking for infinite Lokis?
Well, the Doctor Strange would know what's right. And where you belong.
He's not a god, Cody.
Yeah,
I feel like there is a plot hole though.
I feel like there is.
Okay, but with time travel,
it's hard not to have a plot hole.
It's hard not to.
Because like the TVA is off the timeline, but then he goes to the TVA and Mobius doesn't know him.
That's the thing. The TVA was unique because it was off the timeline. So, but now there's like infinite TVAs now for infinite timelines.
Well, I feel like that's supposed to be like you're supposed to assume that like obviously that was a lie, and the He Who Remains was controlling TVA, so that's why there was no magic. He did that or whatever, and now that he's dead and no one's doing anything, I feel like it's just no rules at the TVA now. Like it's just
everything goes.
It's just part of the timeline now. It's not in the timeline, but it's its own timeline maybe or something like that. And there's no one controlling what happens there because he's dead now.
Well, it's not that. I guess there's no like charade in front of everything because they have King. It's like here's King the Conqueror, here's a statue. There's no timekeepers, right? It's like this is who's doing this, and I mean, we don't know if they're cool with it or whatever the case may be.
By what
but-
we are told, I guess we're led to assume that Kang wouldn't be coming back to take over He Who Remains' job.
yeah.
He's coming to conquer.
It still really bothered me that she wouldn't. It almost was like kind of forced, because in a way it showed that like she was like somewhat trusting Loki, but this last episode was just like, nope, I don't believe a single word you're saying.
Yeah.
I don't want to believe nothing you're saying is true. You just want power. You want the throne. That's all you want. And it's just like really forced. Like it was really like forcing her to be almost like kind of like leading up to being a villain almost.
That's probably what they're doing.
It sucks. That's not really good writing. It's just kind of no.
What'd you write?
At least write it where she like took a minute to think about it, and then she could.
Well, that's the whole idea that she didn't.
Here, this is the thing that me
Yeah,
and
remember,
you.
they're fucking Lokis.
Yeah,
Like,
that,
they're not. You're not supposed to guess what they're gonna do. They're not.
Well, even she was upset at
she
the
didn't.
end.
She didn't want to do it. She showed emotions about it, but
Yeah.
she didn't trust that.
But
guy.
it was like her almost.
I
Like
think
her,
it was not.
It was her glorious. It was her purpose, right? Like
I don't think it was her not trusting Loki. I think it's her not trusting He Who
him.
Remains.
Yeah.
And Loki was trusting him, so he's part of him now, like on his side. So she's like, okay,
Okay.
to fix what I want, to fix what we came here to do, I have to go against Loki.
Yeah, that makes sense. And there was another thing that me and you were talking about that was just like she's always been on the run. She's never trusted anyone because everyone that's tried to help her was more or less like.
Yeah, and like she got close with Loki, but like we don't know how many days this has been. 6 episodes. I don't know how many days that is in TVA time, but like, I don't know. We don't know how long they've been like together. Like
Yeah.
not together, but you know what I mean. Just like hanging out.
Mm.
Yeah.
They just kissed. They're not
It
that
was just a
serious,
kiss.
man.
But it was a moment. They shared a
How did it end
moment.
up like this?
It was only a kiss. It was only a kiss. Now she's going to bed.
He's calling
As
a
you take it,
cab.
as he's calling a cab.
Jealousy. So yeah, she's just jealous, you know.
She's jealous, huh?
No, but yeah, I think it's what I said. Where like it wasn't like she didn't trust Loki. I just don't think she trusts He Who Remains, and Loki did. So she's like, all right, fuck you then.
It's hard to.
because they had the same plan going through the whole thing, and now he's just like, he kind of backpedaled on her. If you
Mhm.
think about it, but like I'm not disagreeing with what he did, but like he backpedaled on their plan, which makes her not trust him, and the plan that he's backpedaling on, he's going with the person they were going there to kill.
Yeah.
So that's why she wouldn't trust anyone in that room.
To be fair, though, I think it's another representation of how different that they're. Because even though they're both Lokis, they're both different. Because one Loki believes that he is. It's almost showing like there's a one Loki that will believe that he is telling the truth, and then there's one Loki that thinks that he's lying. So it's kind of like a
But
representation.
he's been shown a lot more than she has. She didn't go in a room and they didn't show her whole life or what happened to her family or whatever. Or she didn't hang out with Mobius and learn all these things about him herself like he did.
To be fair, though,
Yeah.
when they're talking about Loki taking the crown,
Yeah.
they showed a close up of his face,
Mm-hmm.
and like his eyes really lit up.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
No,
When, like
yeah.
we missed minutes came around, or
yeah.
or does
And
he-
so like that makes like Sophie obviously or Sylvie obviously saw that.
Yeah, so
Fucking
yeah.
Alex, and
Jenny.
yeah, so she probably
Jennifer?
was like, that's part of the reason why she portaled him.
She got it all. Yeah.
What was she looking at him? You think? I don't
Probably.
Remember. I don't remember.
Oh,
if
I
she-
feel like she's on the ball with those sorts of things, like just watching everyone's move, especially. I don't know.
Well, look at all the
She has a
things-
hard. That's the thing. She has a hard time trusting anybody, so she's watching for all those
Well,
like.
then listen to what Miss Minutes says. She offers her one thing, right? She only offered her one thing. She offers Loki like 8 things.
Right.
So
Yeah.
obviously Miss Minutes knows he needs to be persuaded more than she does. Miss Minutes was going to give her something that she wanted. She was giving Loki all like not material things, but like ego type things. Like you can kill Thanos so he doesn't kill you.
you can hold all.
You
Yeah.
can be the whatever. You can be the king on the throne or whatever of Asgard or whatever she said.
I kind of just had a thought. It might be a little bit off topic, but you know how I mean, I guess just if we're looking at the series as a whole, just how all of the Infinity Stones they were useless in that void, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think they are now?
Well, I was just wondering because when I was watching Doctor Strange, is that he uses the Infinity Stone and in a void beyond time.
With
I mean,
Dormammu, yeah.
Yeah, with Dormammu. So I wonder, like, if the same rules applies, like, because it's a different dimension. You would think that in every dimension they would all do different things.
It's hard to say how exactly the stones work. I know that I was reading the comic where it was DC versus Marvel, and they stated that even it's stated in other Marvel comics that the Infinity Stones only work for the universe that it's in. And how do we even know how dimensions work? Because like, what's the difference between a dimension and a universe? Is that like is a dimension its own
Universes
universe?
are in dimensions.
Yeah. So that means
Yeah.
that like the stones would work in Dormammu's domain or whatever.
But he just said he described it almost the same, that it's beyond the void of time.
Yeah.
Unless there's sort of dimension. Yeah.
I think He Who Remains was just fucking around with the TVA, and now anyone can do whatever they want in the TVA.
Yeah.
Like, well, I wouldn't doubt it if the season 2 comes, and within the first 10 minutes, you see Loki use magic in the TVA.
This is what I'm thinking is gonna. Well, maybe I should save this for the end of what we all think is gonna happen.
It could make sense because in the timeline TVA that he's in,
Yeah.
he could be able to. But I also noticed when he looks up at the TVA,
Yeah.
you see different numbers on each level.
Yeah.
So maybe each one is each timeline.
That'd be weird, but yeah. It could be, yeah.
Each timeline for what though? What do you mean exactly?
It's on the other side.
So it's a TVA for each timeline, but I don't know what they would do anymore. Probably nothing. Just watch it.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because they have the metrics to determine when something's
It's on the other
getting
side,
too
Andrew.
fucky.
Well, remember when Loki ran up to the both of them and he was like, they were just talking to each other like, does he want us to let them deviate? He was like they're explaining about the situation that's happening right now, and
I kind of like that reference that Mobius called him a scared little boy that was running, running away, and then he at the end of the episode he comes running towards them. I don't know if that
And
was
that also just
intentional or not, or I'm looking too deep into it, but
it just seems like Sylvie is at the spot where Loki was at the beginning of the series, because she's just like a scared little girl continuing to run.
yeah, because now she
Found people she trusted, but they kind of went a different way than what she wanted, so she ran.
the more we talk about this show, the more I realize that this was actually a really amazing season finale for an episode. I think.
I thought it was
Do you think-
my favorite by far. Then
I didn't want a
Yeah,
cliffhanger,
too.
but it was really good.
I think it was an A plus.
I thought yeah,
And
I
then,
it's
agree.
pretty
And
close.
the end
I didn't
credit-
want the cliffhanger.
and then I waited for an end credit scene for someone to stamp a piece of paper.
Season 2 is gonna. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's good enough.
I already knew that, but
What do you want? Do you want the Howard the Duck to be like, okay, let's get quacking?
He's running the TV.
that'd be
now.
sick.
He's in charge.
But here's what I want to. The thing that was kind of bothered me was that when Miss Minutes show up and she was offering both Lokis a chance to live in the timeline and have whatever they wanted, pretty much. Why would she offer one thing and then when they meet He Who Remains, he offered a completely different thing?
Well, because I think those were his first offers, so they fuck off.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Which it also makes me kind of skeptical about him. It does seem like all three of us believed him, but it is kind of sketchy that he told Miss Minutes or whatever. I don't know if she did that on her own or he did, but it seemed like he told her to offer those things. Why would he offer those things when he wants them to take over?
I think he's just insane at this point. I think he really is just
I
batshit
don't know, he
crazy.
seemed pretty normal.
What?
Yeah, he did.
He jumped on his table.
He
and
wasn't doing crazy things though. He was telling them straight up what was up.
You know what? Okay,
He was just as crazy as anyone who has been doing that for thousands of years.
I was
would
just
be.
gonna say the exact same thing John said. It's it's how I mean at the same point you told him what pretty together for someone that's been doing what
he wasn't doing anything really crazy. He was showing them they can't kill him, so he teleports, boom, boom, boom. That's not crazy, unless he's lying about everything he said. Everything seemed pretty normal for a guy in his position.
This is the thing that's this is the first time I've met a villain. And I'm just I'm not generally sure if he was not lying or telling the truth. I think he just was at this point he was like, fuck it, because he's like, what's the worst that could happen? You kill me, and then there's a war, but then everything goes back, and I'm just gonna come back to being in charge again, pretty much.
All right, hear me out.
Okay, wait.
Hear me
Okay, go
out.
first. I had some.
He wasn't He Who Remains. He's Kang, and Kang was trying to fuck with him.
Okay.
Maybe that's why Miss Minutes had the first offer. That's the only thing I'm sketchy about him with right now is because Miss Minutes, like you just said, offered them completely different things, even though they were offers from him.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Oh no, I actually just want you guys to either take over or kill me, whatever."
No big deal. You know what I really liked when he was explaining kind of his backstory, and he threw that thing, which I don't know if it was in Guardians of the Galaxy 2.
The metal.
Where he's I don't know if it's the same technology or whatever, but he's explaining his backstory about how he was the scientist that figured out how to get in reach with the multiverse.
Mm-hmm. You think it's the same as Flynn's dad or whatever?
No, you mean
Star-Lord or whatever?
Star-Lord.
dad?
Well, that's what's his name?
I don't remember his real name, to be honest.
I think
Yeah,
it's
I think
Flint. Flint something.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it is the same thing. It reminded me of it.
No, I mean, like he said before, he's a normal human. He said
Yeah. He's from the 31st century, so he's from
It's
the future
Peter.
already. If he's telling the truth.
Oh,
yeah,
Peter
Peter
Quill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's Flint? Who the hell's Flint?
Talking about Fred?
Flint?
Minecraft?
Flynn Goldblum from
No, that's
Darkwing Duck
Knock.
or
What's
DuckTales.
his name?
Name drops.
Whatever. It doesn't matter. I was wrong.
I was talking about the element, but
Alex, you want to tell a story? Just a story, little story break?
A story?
Yeah, tell the story about you meeting Lou Ferrigno.
you met Lou Ferrigno?
He was a big man.
Me and Alex went to the Comic-Con.
This is my first Comic-Con, by the way.
Yeah, we went to the Comic-Con in our city in Canada. And Alex, you got a picture. It was like a picture, like a boxing match flyer. It was Hulk versus Wolverine, and the voice actor for Wolverine from the animated series was there. So Alex got his autograph on the Wolverine side, and then I was like, "Oh fuck, Alex, Lou Ferrigno, the original Hulk's up there."
I thought you wanted me to tell a story.
I'm just setting you up. This is what would happen in the day. So whatever. I'm like, "Oh fuck, Lou Ferrigno's there. Go on up, bud. Get your autograph." And that's where Alex takes over.
And I was like, Mr. Ferrigno, can you please sign this for little me? And he he grabbed it with his fucking fist, and he was like,
Was he green?
he
made him mad?
He took it and he signed it, and then I didn't realize because his booth, I don't think it said a price on it. Maybe I was.
What they have is little signs on their where they sit, so you might.
You got him to sign a photo of you.
No.
What? No.
Oh, I thought that's what you said.
Yeah.
No, it was like a boxing flyer of the Hulk versus Wolverine.
Oh,
and he got the Wolverine.
I got the
sign.
Wolverine to sign it, so I needed Lou Ferrigno to sign it. And so he signed it for me, and he was like, "That'll be like $70."
And you were like, $70? I don't want that.
And
Pretty much.
you?
and I looked at him.
Hey,
and
man,
I,
you were in a show in the '80s. You know that, right?
and I was when he said $70, I looked at him and I was like,
I don't want
I don't want this anymore. And I just like I kind of like slid back my portrait, and he looked at me, and his assistant was,
yeah.
and they were like, "Are you for real, kid?"
And then here's me. I'm just standing like far back watching all this, not knowing what's going on, just seeing facial expressions that don't look good.
he actually looked really pissed and confused. Like
He didn't say anything to you, did he? He just stared at you.
No
he,
shit.
he gave me like this look that was like, "You son of a
No,
bitch!
the
You
look-
are a stupid nerd that comes here and asks for my
You don't want
autograph."
Lou?
Yeah.
he gave you the-
Rigno's autograph?
He gave you the look like you won't like me when I'm angry.
and then he haggled like $50. I was like, "Oh God, okay, fine."
You haggled with Lou Ferrigno.
Bro, you probably embarrassed him.
Yeah, he's
Because
got
there's like
he's got
a
Sean
line of
Astin.
people.
He's got Sean Astin next to him, the Blue Ranger on the other side, and they're like, "Who's haggling?"
But
Who's
this is-
fucking haggling.
But I thought this was like, who would ask money for an autograph? I just thought
What
that
did
was
we
really.
pay for the Blue Ranger? Wasn't it only $25
No, he
with a
didn't.
picture and an autograph?
You got him to sign your VHS. I don't know how much you asked for it though.
And that's what I think. I think for the picture with me and you with him, plus the signed VHS, I think it was only like $35-$40.
Yeah, because he's a nice guy and he
That-
was generous.
That's an autograph and a picture with two people.
Yeah.
We get to hold his morphers.
And Lou Ferrigno's like, I haven't done anything Hulk related for 70 years. So
70. 80s is that long ago? What timeline are we in?
so, that'd be 70. So that'll be $1 for every year I haven't done anything. So yeah,
That's what you were setting up, eh? That was good.
ruthless.
Lou's a big fan of the podcast. I didn't want to tell you that.
I hope he knows that I still to this day
I'm sure he
want my
wakes
money
up-
back.
He wakes up with a cold sweat every night, being like, that chubby fucking kid from Canada, that piece of fucking shit. You having the nightmare again, Lou? Go back to bed, honey. Go back to bed.
She's like, Alex isn't real. Alex isn't real.
I saw him. I saw him.
Can we still talk about like the time when we were so nervous to get the auto to even talk? to
That's
the
a
Blue
different
Range?
episode. Let's talk about a different
Jesus,
Marvel's talk only.
every Comic-Con was just a nightmare to me, in my opinion.
What about why?
Because I hated that one Wheel of Fortune thing that was just like, answer a question that the wheel lands on. And one of the questions was like, who's the actor that played Thor? And I didn't know. And every fucking fat, greasy nerd was like, how you come here and you don't even
And
know?
I'm just sitting there like,
and I had to pay for that person too.
and then it got so bad. I was like, can I just answer for him? I know who it is.
Yeah.
Like, no.
And then there was that one stupid.
Didn't you pay for that girl?
Yeah, I had to pay for her too because
Why?
I don't know. It was like $20 to win a prize or answer a question and win a prize. And I was like, ooh, I like mystery boxes or whatever. And I fell for it again too because remember that girl that was dressed as Mario and he's like, "What are you, a loser? Go open a mystery box or something. You can win a PS4 or something,
Yeah, it was something like that.
And then she like insulted me that I didn't want to give her $40 or something like that. And I was like, "Why are you insulting me? You're the one dressed as Mario." I hate Comic-Con. No, I hate. It's just
that
like,
was the only one. That was the same Comic-Con.
it's just like. And then whenever I wanted to meet someone that was really cool, like someone who voiced like the guy who voiced Samurai Jack.
He was sick.
Yeah, I know, but I was like,
You kind of
I
spilled the spaghetti everywhere on that one.
I was really
You know
embarrassed.
how like no one really like talks and there's not many voice actors in Samurai Jack? I was just like, so what was it like working with everyone? And he's like, well, it was just really me and the guy.
Yeah,
the other
because
guy.
I was like, I wanted to know more about like what it's
Like
like.
behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, but then I forget that like it's usually just him in a booth, like
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
It's my fault was that like in my head because I saw Cartoon Network usually shows clips of people actually voicing or whatever, and it's usually everyone's in the room, like the people who are in the scene.
I think they probably just do that for the.
I think that's the thing. I think that's like for commercial use only. It's like not really how it goes. So I was like, so what's it like, seeing it? It's been so long since like the Samurai Jack guy had a season. And what was it like seeing everyone again? It's like,
And it was fucked because
because
Aku literally died like 2 months before this Comic Con. That's the only other voice actor. That's like a regular voice actor on the show. And he's like, well, since like Aku died and there's not really anyone else that talks to the show, it was just me. And then I was just like, well, I loved you on Mad TV when I was a kid. I watched a lot of that.
Oh my god! So yeah, about this Loki.
Yeah, is that enough?
Is that enough story time?
That was a good break.
Just have like a
story
little
time.
jingle whenever it's just like do story time with Alex.
Got a lot of those.
Whoa, just with you.
Yeah.
We're here too, dumbass.
Okay, what's your story time?
I helped
Another
you tell the
episode.
first one.
Yeah,
They set you up pretty well.
I
he
lined you
did.
up.
It was a good one. It was a good story.
He
Well,
opened
I
it
hope
up
that you
good.
tell, like in all seriousness.
I can't wait for
when I
Comic-Con
heard that
to
story, I
happen
died.
I can't wait for more Comic Cons so we
Just
can
the
get more
idea.
embarrassing stories with the other famous
Well, they
people.
keep getting canceled, so who knows?
I know one was just supposed to happen in September.
They
They
canceled
canceled
that
it.
September. Yeah.
And then the borders are open and we can go to Motor City Comic Con.
Wait, what?
When?
Next month.
If we're fully vaxxed, we
Yeah.
can go to Comic Cons in the States.
Because
Because they're fully open.
Would you go, Andrew?
Yeah, I'll go.
Yeah. Why not?
I've been.
I
Do you
met,
guys dress up?
No.
I met Henry Winkler.
Want
that?
to dress up?
I met Sam Raimi one time.
Yeah, I'll dress up.
We'll dress up as.
I'll be the host of Basement Video Podcast.
Whoa!
Yeah.
You're gonna have just everyone take a sticker. Hand out stickers now.
I'll dress up as you. You dress up as me, and Cody can dress up.
No, Cody and
as
Alex are
Alex.
They both
Alex
dress
did?
up as a horse, but one of them is the different ends.
They do cat dog.
Yeah, lonely moment, little cat dog. Cat dog.
Who's gonna be at that one?
Who's gonna be at that one?
Comic Con.
I don't know, to be honest. I think it might be even happening like now.
Right.
I don't remember when it is, but there's always Comic Cons in the States. But back to Loki.
Is there anything else you guys want to talk about Loki? I think what I
We
really
gotta
like
have some guesses, speculations of what's happening.
Hmm.
But what were you about to say before we do that?
Well, I noticed that like his outfit, Kang, or well, He Who Remains, his outfit is the same as Immortus, and
Yeah. Fuck, I meant to bring that up. Lots of people have been saying that, and I didn't know who that character was until I watched some like videos, and then I looked into it, and that makes a lot of sense.
because Immortus is just a future
the-
version of Kang.
So
Yeah,
for
yeah.
the. Yeah, that's the thing. Like, no. Because for Kang, there's like. I don't. For whatever reason, he's like one of the villains that has like the most like, kind of complicated like.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Stories or backlines that
Go
are
on.
like.
I need to remember what I'm about to say. Go on, sorry. I'll remember.
Does that have
What?
to do with Doctor Doom?
It has nothing to do with anything we're ever going to be talking about.
Okay, well, then continue then.
No, you go with what you
Oh
got.
no, I was just saying that like from what I know is like Kang's like kind of the most complicated as far as like backstories because there's like they always compare to like just how many different variants of him there are, and I guess there's like a comic arc where there's like him and Doom are like the same person or they think they're the same person or something along those lines.
Well, there was a point in the comics where there was so many Kangs that they actually made a council of Kangs.
Yeah.
Do you remember that?
No, but that makes sense.
I haven't read much Kang or any of that.
Yeah.
It's the thing is that like he is mentioned a lot in the Marvel universe, and it's just like I feel kind of embarrassed that I don't really like. I should really read more Marvel comics instead of DC comics.
What were you gonna say, John?
Oh, I'm getting it set up. Keep talking, boys.
So the thing is like if they do, since like there's going to be millions and millions of Kangs, I really do hope that they're going to form like a council of Kangs. I want more craziness because his performance in this season was amazing, but like I loved his crazy acting. Like it was actually like
I loved him. He's
yeah,
a great actor.
He was so
Everything,
entertaining watching him. Like,
everything I've seen that guy in has been a treat.
What else was he in?
Lovecraft Country. To be honest, that's the only other
That's
thing
the
I've
first-
seen him in. But like he was
like
amazing
after I
in that.
watched the episode, I was like, damn, I really want to watch Lovecraft.
And like both
Country
of
now.
his acting styles in this and Lovecraft Country are completely different, but they're like it just shows how good an actor he is.
What's Lovecraft Country? What's
You
that?
know,
all
like
Is that Lovecraft,
HP
like-
Lovecraft? It's like that type of stuff.
what?
Yeah, it was on HBO. It's really good. Season 1's out.
I had no idea. Holy shit! I want to watch that now.
Okay, so what I was gonna say, Andrew, we need you on the Discord.
This is about
Okay.
Immortus.
No,
That is Immortus.
I said,
Isn't this He Remains? Or is
No,
that
He
no,
Remains
that's what that
is-
is.
yeah.
Sorry. This is Immortus, which we were just talking about. This is him from the comics. You guys remember what he looks like? Look at it. Look at it. Look at it hard.
Mm-hmm.
You see it? Now let's scroll a little bit down.
Hats.
Doesn't he look like Sinbad in Jingle All the Way at the end of the movie, just as the villain of Turbo Man?
Yes.
I think you're on to something,
I
John.
think I am. I think.
Maybe
Yeah.
get Sinbad Immortus in the end.
Bring Sinbad back. I love that guy.
Oh my god! If that's a variant, I will eat.
Oh, if that's a variant. No,
Isn't
Sinbad
there-
comes back as a variant of them, that genie movie that never happened.
Is there a Mandela effect around Sinbad?
Yeah, that's what I was just talking about. Because Kazam, the Shaq movie,
Yeah.
people remember a movie called Shazam where Sinbad played. It was pretty like one of those like, no, they sometimes come out with similar movies at the same time.
Yeah.
Like Ants and A Bug's Life.
Yep.
They said it was like the same type of thing, but this one never happened. Apparently, the one with Sinbad called Shazam, and then he came on. He's
Wait,
like,
what?
Then he made.
the Shaq one happened.
I thought there.
Shazam, you mean the-
Wait, that's not real.
Kazam's real. That's the one with Shaq. Shazam isn't real.
No, it's a movie. I watched it.
And but he's like, oh, but it wouldn't make sense for us because this channel wasn't in Canada unless we had a legal satellite when we were kids, which I know 2 or maybe 3 of us did. But on TNT, he did like because his name was Sinbad, they thought it'd be funny to bring him in to do like a commercial kind of short in between the Sinbad those old Sinbad movies, in between those, and he was dressed as a genie, and he was like, oh, maybe people are confused with that, but no.
I really.
He made a trailer for the movie that isn't real on Funny or Die though, and that was pretty funny.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Jeez. I really hope that I know.
Oh,
I hope in the second season they start talking about like stuff like that. Maybe they're the reason the Mandela effect is a thing. I want like on
The TVA.
I want on someone's desk in the
It's an alternate
TVA.
reality.
I'm surprised they didn't mention that. It's like an easy just throw in joke.
Yeah, exactly. Like
What,
the
the
Thanos
Mandela
copter. Just
effect?
Yeah, just be like it's one guy like on his desk. He's like, oh, yeah, I've been fucking with him.
on his
Well, they kind of did that with like the whole Easter egg episode. It was like they had the Sphinx with the nose. They had like
when the
the
second
boats
last
and shit
episode-
like
fifth
that.
episode,
that,
yeah.
that ceased to
Those
exist.
weren't really
Like, they did a lot
Mandela
of-
effects, though. Those were like legends.
I
I
guess,
urban
but
legends sort of
Those are
thing.
things that actually happened. Mandela effects are things that we remember happening that actually didn't or were different.
That's why I was gonna say I wish it was like on someone's desk, like a DVD of Shazam or a book of Berenstain Bears or something like that.
Yeah,
Imagine that. We gotta
They're probably like,
I
if
got it
they're,
right from Marvel, guys.
I bet if they're watching our podcast, they'd be like, "We missed a good opportunity." Fuck.
Yeah, oh
Sinbad's
yeah,
like,
they're
"Come
definitely
on.
watching. Yeah.
Come on, I'll do it.
I'll need work.
I follow. I almost said I follow Shazam. I follow Sinbad on Instagram. He still does stand up. He's funny.
There was a thing that I don't know if you guys caught, but remember when Loki went back to the TVA and everyone's like rushing? You can hear soldiers going like, "Go, go, go to sector, blah blah blah." You know?
there's a problem in sector, whatever.
Yeah. Did you notice that the person who was saying that was actually that the guy who worked at the desk was like, "Oh, we get an Infinity
I
Stone."
forgot about that guy. They kind of just
What's
dumped
up,
him.
fam?
eh?
Yeah, he got, that's to show that this is a different TVA and he could be like a variant that got promoted or something like
He's
that.
like a goofy guy.
That's
Yeah.
fine. Okay, so John, you might get that Mobius sitcom now. What this whole
Maybe.
season
might.
2 going on. It's just like The Office, but it's just like the TV.
All right.
It's like darker. It's like
All right, gents. What do you guys think is going to happen in the second season? What do
Yeah,
you want to
final-
see? What do you think is going
well,
to
that's
happen?
the question. Do you think what happens next is going to be in the second season or in the movie?
I think it's going to be in the second. Oh,
I don't mean like the full. I don't mean
Yeah.
fully what's going to happen. But do you think what they're going
You
to?
know the movies are gonna come out.
I mean, do you think they're going to talk about effects of what's happening in Loki, the end of season 1, in the next movies? Because I don't know when
Who
season
knows?
2 is coming out. I don't think we have a date. But there's like 4 or 5 Marvel movies probably coming out before that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because there's like 4 in the next like 6 months.
Well, we have Ant-Man, and that's Kang is going to be there because he's casted in that movie.
Yeah.
And then we have
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange, which
we
is
have Spider-Man. We have Eternals. And Love and Thunder comes out next February. Because usually with TV shows, it takes like a year.
Sorry.
What's wrong?
nothing. It's just like he's blowing into the mic, so I'm just worried that I might pick it up like that.
He was like a foot away.
All right. But like,
Alex is the one that's worried about it. Not the person.
I
with
want
headphones on.
our podcast to be top quality.
I thought you didn't want to be a part of this. You just want to be a guest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were
Listen,
bored last time.
I'm-
You fell asleep.
I'm putting in
You put those demons.
We're going to need your resume if you want to work here.
All right.
Yeah.
My resume is just nothing but like.
Extensive.
Alex, why is there
interviews.
spaghetti sauce on this resume?
I got hungry. I got and I eat when
Is
I'm
that
nervous.
cookie crumbs?
No.
It's oh, I have a horticulture degree.
Alex,
Okay,
sorry, go on.
grow this plant. He's like, oh,
Fuck plants.
I can't do that.
Alex, I turned the page on your resume and there was something I've never heard of it. It's called a secret whopper? I don't get it. I just don't get it.
Well, my friends won't shut up about it, so I might as well put it down there because I know it makes them laugh and they think it's funny too. But really, it wants me to die on the inside.
So
Give him a hug, Cody.
no.
Give him a hug. We need to show you guys love each other after the fucking shit show you guys made last episode.
Well, they did hug.
Yeah, but come on. You saw Alex's face.
So how did you feel
He was happy.
about this?
That's what Alex
whole
already asked the
season.
question we're supposed to be
No,
answering.
you about predictions, but I just meant in general. Like, what would you rate it?
Out of what?
What is your
Out of what, Cody?
Yeah. Out of what?
Infinity Stones? Will you give us?
We already did that.
Oh, you did you?
Yeah, what are we
Yeah.
rating it out of?
Nothing to do with Buzz Aldrin. Is that?
I don't know that guy.
Guys, what do you think we should rate this on? Give us a scale of what?
Scale of what?
Like, you can use anything.
How many Loki hair flips do you give this, this episode? This was a really good episode, but there's a lot of dialogue, but that's not a bad thing in this situation.
Are you
Yeah.
rating just the episode or the
We're talking about the whole season and
the whole season?
The whole
total?
thing.
Oh, well, let's do the episode and then the whole season.
Okay,
yeah,
season, I guess.
that's fair.
If I'm being honest, though, I think I enjoyed Falcon and Winter Soldier more than I enjoyed Loki.
I'll be honest. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
What
I
about you,
didn't
Mel?
watch it.
Mel likes them both equally. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, they're very different. One's more grounded and like puts you more grounded, so you can be like, okay,
Yeah.
this is a nice little.
You're grounded.
I'm grounded.
Yeah. Loki's grounded.
Yeah.
Sucks to be him.
How many hair flips, fuckers?
I don't know why would Loki
Just this episode. Do you
Oh,
not
wait,
notice how many times he
this
flips
is
his hair?
episode-
No.
He literally does this, like every 10 minutes.
Does he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to.
I want to say 8.5.
We'll get. I guarantee after we go this, we'll get a YouTube counter.
Andrew, we're gonna need a count, like a collab of
Alex,
every
while we're
hair flip
doing
that
that, or Andrew, while we're doing the rating, you want to see if you can find a video of just Loki's hair flips all of season 1?
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
I think I'd give like this episode probably like a 9 out of 10.
Hair flips?
Yeah.
Not bad. You think this is your favorite episode?
Oh, this is easily probably the best episode.
I think it's my favorite.
He Who Remains Alone made this my favorite episode.
Yeah, exactly. I think because his performance was so amazing.
Yeah.
Like
It-
there's actors and then
It's
there's
really
that
good.
guy.
Yeah.
And then there's Jonathan Majors. He's a class act. Look at him.
That
Class
guy.
act.
It really makes me want to watch the Lovecraft
Yeah,
now.
so-
Like
I've
I
watched it.
How is he? How is he in the Lovecraft though?
He's he's a serious character because he's the main character and it's like pretty much based on him.
Nice.
So like what it is I don't even know if I can explain it, to be honest. There's like he's a
There's-
descendant of someone that he didn't know about because his uncle is actually his dad, but he didn't know about. They didn't tell him because his mom didn't want to tell her dad or his dad that he cheated. She cheated on him with the uncle, and then they find out. Yeah,
That's all.
it's a lot going on in that show. But it's
Oh, he actually found something.
well, let's hear Cody's hair flip rating first
I said it 8.5.
for the episode or the series.
The episode.
I'll be bold. 10.
10 out of
Oh,
10.
Fuck, you know what?
I'll be Sweden.
I'll give it a 10 for the series.
10 for the series. What about you?
If that makes sense.
8 for the series, 9 for Falcon, and then like 6.5
I
for.
don't know none of you guys like WandaVision.
It was stale, man. It
A
was
lot more
hard. It only got
Maybe
good.
because you guys don't like old shows, so you
I-
guys got bored
yeah.
of the first few episodes. Yeah, so did I. Like I like old.
I
sitcoms
hated
like
the
that.
ending.
Like
What
I
were you gonna say?
really had to force
I feel
myself.
like the WandaVision ending was almost as better.
What were you going to say?
I feel like I should watch WandaVision again. Vision.
Can Mel talk now, Andrew?
Sorry, Mel.
Yeah.
I can't hear you.
Oh yeah, he's got headphones on. I'm
I
sorry.
just feel like it was good for what it was for WandaVision
Yeah.
as like a character development.
Yeah.
But it wasn't good for the series. Like for example, with the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, it like explains the whole aftermath of like
Mhm.
Okay, so yeah, that makes sense. So what Mel's saying, because you couldn't hear her, right?
Just barely, but not really.
Okay, yeah. So what Mel was saying is WandaVision was good for character development, but not for the overall like development of the MCU. But Falcon and Winter
Yeah.
Soldier was talking about the backlash, I guess, from like everything that happened in Endgame and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dealing with all that, like becoming a new Captain America and all that.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch these hair flips.
I'm going to put it on.
What did you rate the series? Did you rate the series? You just rated the episode.
I rate the series 8.5 hair
So
flips.
we
Okay.
found this from Dr. Zink.
That's his name?
That's who posted it.
What a class act. Let's get some
My
comedy
guy.
going. You ready?
Mhm.
Mel, do you want to sit over here?
Brought to you by Dr. Zink's YouTube channel. Check him out.
Yeah,
He does hair flip videos.
He did.
Are we supposed to
Makes-
count them? 1, 2, 3. He's got long hair, man. You don't know until you have long hair.
He does that though, right?
'Cause he has long hair.
Because Phantom finds it very hot,
Oh yeah,
and he knows that, so he does it. Just
probably.
He
He probably gets so
What
much.
what Nicole said is he only does that because chicks find him hot.
And dude.
Oh, and dudes. Yeah, I guess. Sorry.
Oh, there's a good one right here. Oh yeah. Oh, nice.
That one was like unnecessary.
A nice hot bath.
I feel like that's something you do sometimes though.
It's just a long hair thing.
Yeah, you just gotta get your hair out of
That's
the
what I
way.
just said. Yeah.
Don't forget to check out Little Mix. Salute to Black Widow up in the corner.
And on that note,
What?
Did we even?
We didn't talk about predictions.
Yeah, we didn't even. I was about to say
That's
we
why
didn't even say
we were
anything
gonna-
about predictions and stuff like that. What do you think's gonna happen next season, Cody? Or in general, just with the movies and everything?
Do you think it's gonna tie into a movie first, or do you think season 2? Is
the
just
next
gonna be
season, I
something?
think he's gonna go and try to find his timeline Mobius and Sylvie for that matter. I feel like now he's more, like I said, like more of a hero, and he's gonna try to at least try to warn people about what's going on. And
But that's what this whole season was about. Him warning people what was going on.
no, not until the end. Not until something that should actually fucking.
So
Well,
the
yeah,
last
about
like
the TVA, but I meant
4
like that.
episodes, yeah. Is that what
He's
you
trying to
mean
get in
like that, or
contact
what
with
do you-
Thor.
So, where do you guys think we end up right now in the timeline, the MCU timeline?
Oh, it could be anywhere at this point because the
It's hard to
TVA's.
tell. It's
Some
hard to say
anytime
until-
after
Any-
Avengers 1.
Yeah. Oh, I think it showed. It actually shows a time frame where Loki takes place.
Yeah, but the end of it though, when the different timeline, that's what we're asking.
Well, the thing is about Loki is that like since he's in the TVA can access any point in time, anywhere, at all. You know what I mean? So it's like he could.
yeah, but I get what you're saying. But Andrew's just to me, where do you think they are right now?
Oh, way
Like,
after.
in the MCU timeline.
Way
Like,
after.
where do you think we left off?
Like, what do you think it's going to line up with the movie, and this will be brought up? Maybe we'll see changes in the next movie.
I
Do you
think
think this is what brought the Eternals? That's what's setting up the Eternal movie.
the thing. Well, here's is what I think. I think like they're not gonna bring up too much about what happened in Loki in the movies because it's kind of unfair for people who want to watch the movie and they don't never
an
watch the
interesting point.
series.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Because I feel like that's
People
what they're
don't
gonna do.
subscribe.
They're gonna maybe tie it in, make a lot of references, imply a lot of things, but I don't think they're gonna have straight up like the conclusion to what happened to Loki to happen in
That's a
the
good point, yeah.
in the Ant-Man movie or in Doctor Strange's movie. I think they're gonna be like, there's a bigger threat or something to brewing. You know what I mean? Like the something's wrong with the timeline. You know, and that's what's gonna probably happen. I feel like season 2 is gonna probably like. And then back to like with Kang the Conqueror and stuff like that.
Well, if it's in the same timeline, they're gonna have to explain something that's different.
Oh yeah, but I think they do
I
have
think
to.
it-
How,
yeah.
how do you think they're gonna
The
bring
second
the
season is just for-
Eternals?
I don't know.
Because
What
we can kind of see maybe how they'll do mutants, maybe how they'll do Fantastic Four, but I have no idea how they'll do Eternals, and that's one of the next movies. Like it's Shang-Chi and then Eternals, I think.
You mentioned mutants, and I guess that's kind of one thing I wanted to bring up too. Is that now that everything's kind of
We already know
what?
that you're a mutant.
I thought this would be the time to come out and say it.
That you're a mutant.
What's your powers, Cody?
Do the claws, buddy. We know you're a Wolverine. A Wolverine.
You're a
Wolver.
You're a Wolver.
You're a Wolfer.
Hey, Wolford,
Hey, Wolfer. Show us your claws.
are you finally coming out as Danny DeVito?
Danny DeVito.
Can you imagine
your
that's your mutant
superpower.
powers? You turn into Danny DeVito.
Right.
Oh, so you've been using your power the whole time?
Yeah.
Wow,
You gotta give Danny DeVito a little bit more credit, man. What the fuck?
you're right.
Yeah, he just got what Alex said.
Bitch.
Okay, what were you gonna say about mutants though? You mutant?
No, I think that at some point that mutants were always a part of this time or this whatever timeline, I guess.
Mhm.
And that's just going to introduce them. Be like, oh yeah, they've always been here.
I don't know.
'Cause
I feel like that's stupid.
it is kind of stupid because then it just kind of fucks with everything else. that
Unless
ever
they
done.
just maybe this will. They might just do the classic
But I can
thing
see
where
them
like,
doing
oh,
it.
we found a mutant, like, and Professor X is young, maybe still in this one. Because I guess I've always just thought they're gonna introduce it. It's always a thing. Professor X will be old, but like, you've already made him young. And like the other movies, I know it's not connected,
But
but I'm
there's been
saying
mutants since like the fucking Egyptian time.
I know, but this is its own thing. They don't know that yet. Even in the X-Men, they didn't know it's been since the Egyptian times.
Well, it's gonna have to do something to explain it though.
Like in the early X-Men comics, they didn't know it was as far back as the Egyptians, like with Apocalypse.
Yeah.
So like they could just be like, oh look, there's someone that's weird. He's a mutant, I think. Oh, and Professor X like, I study those. I'm gonna make a school. It could be something like that.
I'm gonna make a school.
I'm gonna make a school and everyone's gonna be happy and I'm gonna teach
At
them
this
and we're
point
gonna
of
be
the
real
timeline,
good.
Professor X is not even born yet.
Professor X.
At this point, he was already established. The
I
X-Men.
wouldn't even be. Would you guys be mad
What?
if literally like what I just said? Like they find a mutant and they find some guy that's been studying that type of thing that would mess with someone's DNA or not mess with it, that were born with that DNA and he's been studying like Professor X did in the other movies, and they
Just kind of like change the way what mutant.
like they just start. Yeah, mutants are now just a thing. It's not a thing that's been for years. It's just now in the Marvel universe they're becoming a thing because of X, Y, and Z. Whatever happened, they made them do that. I wouldn't be mad.
I'd be okay with that.
I feel like I'd be
guess.
happier than that. They'd be like, they've always been here.
Yeah.
When you said
And just no one's ever-
When you said Professor X made the school,
Yeah.
I just pictured the scene of like Zoolander, and he's just making his school for the kids.
This is school for ants. Why? Why did that make?
I don't know. Just picture a crossover.
Because he's high.
Wow, dude, call me out.
No, you're pretty tall.
Oh yeah. Good point.
Yeah.
Hey, it's the last one here.
Yeah.
I think.
I thought you said you were. I was like,
Why is
As
he
far-
so short? He should be a lot taller, that Johnny. That's what my mom says about John every time she sees him.
So guys, this is what I was saying.
Okay, say it.
So, I think that actually, as I just said, that WandaVision didn't have anything to do with it. I just realized that WandaVision is the only one that was actually fucking with the timeline,
Mm-hmm.
and
yeah.
had the only one that brought the a mutant back, which was Quicksilver, right?
What do you consider?
He's
him a
Ralph
mutant,
Boner, though.
I mean, well,
I know he is in that, but Agatha made him like that.
yeah, but they could make it a mutant because
Yeah.
now he could actually be a variant of the original.
He's.
Is she here?
Yeah, you should speak into that.
No,
Yeah, because then you're going to have to repeat everything she's...
Just
When
I
you're
guess
talking-
repeat it. Don't make it last time.
I don't think he's back. I think he doesn't.
Well, let's Andrew. Let's repeat what Mel said.
Bringing him back.
Oh,
I didn't hear you.
I just think
Cody,
that.
repeat what Mel said.
She's basically saying that Wanda's the one that's actually creating the...
She's adding on what she said earlier about the WandaVision show. Go on.
Well, kind of back to what... I mean, even what Alan was saying about the timeline.
Who's Alan?
branching.
Who's Alan?
I said
Alan's her
Alex.
brother.
I said Alex.
You said Alan.
I don't know. You have to go back.
Hey, Alan.
Hi guys.
Hi, Alan.
Can't get any names right here.
Andrew can't talk. You and Alex don't know names.
It's hard. I have a delay. In
I'm
my
the only one
ears.
drinking.
Yeah. But no, like, he was showing, like, the timeline and how, it, like, one of them went red or whatever.
And he was.
So-
yeah. Did we bring that up or was that off?
I brought
camera?
that up.
And
Was
then
that off
next
camera?
to the
I already brought that
Fantastic
up.
Four,
Yeah. Oh yeah. I lied about that. But yeah, Mel was also saying that maybe Quicksilver from the Fox universe could maybe still be in this universe or still have powers that Agatha gave him after Wanda took the spell off everyone. Is that what you're saying? Correct? Yeah.
If I'm
That's
remembering,
kind of what she said.
I think I might be remembering this wrong, but I thought the reason why he had speed powers to begin was an enchantment that Agatha put on
That's
him.
what I said. Yeah. But what she's saying, I think, or what I'm saying right now, if she didn't say this, is maybe after, because Agatha didn't stop any of her stuff. Wanda stopped her stuff. She stopped her spell. Agatha didn't really stop any of her spells. She was taken down, but we don't know if that takes down her spells.
No, we know because she. I remember when Black Widow put the runes around the dome
yeah,
that
you
she
need the
created,
ruins
and
to
that
cast this, or
Not
whatever.
Black
Yeah.
Widow, WandaVision.
Wanda.
Wanda. You call her
What the
WandaVision. You
Yes.
call her Black Widow.
Did I call her? Oh, I called her Black
Yeah,
Widow.
yeah.
Okay, so when Wanda, Scarlet Witch, put the runes around her own dome, it prevented her from using any magic at all.
Prevented her from using it, but would that cancel out magic she's
I would
already
assume
done?
so, yeah.
What? What are you giggling about?
And plus
over there?
also the fact that like when he was like found out what his real identity is, he kind of bitched out and was like, "Please don't hurt me."
Yeah, true. I don't know.
Yeah, he's a bitch.
It's because that's the last scene we see of him, and then after that we don't even know what the hell happened to him afterwards.
Got a boner.
And I don't know if you guys remember, but like John was like saying like stay at the after credits of WandaVision, and I did, and it was like her like levitating and like
Practicing the
reading the book or whatever. She could hear in the distance her kids calling out her name mom,
Yeah.
and a lot of theories were that like she can actually
channeling
she's
them.
channeling from different alternate universes.
Or dimensions. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Why
she
didn't you
knows
like the
where they are
ending?
in this reality.
What?
She just keeps them
I
there.
don't remember if you said. Why didn't you like the WandaVision ending?
Why didn't I like the WandaVision ending?
Like the very ending, like where with the scroll and everything.
I didn't say that I didn't.
You did.
I don't know. I guess I was just expecting more of like a twist instead of just this is White Vision coming to fight and kill these people. Oh, they're gonna go fly. They're gonna
I'm
fly
not-
up into the air and shoot.
There was a twist at the end.
Not really.
The
Just
scroll. The.
I didn't really care about the scroll. I don't. That's a separate thing for me. Like I'm not into Captain Marvel or anything.
Well, that White Vision just set up because the vision that she made gave him all his memories, and he just ran off. So obviously he's gonna come back and it's gonna
Again,
be
but that
something.
comes back to like the reincarnation thing, where it's like you can't feel for a character like Vision because he can die and then come back.
Why? Because he's a robot and robots don't have souls?
No, but I'm saying even if he dies, it doesn't matter because he just transported everything into somebody else. Where I'm just trying to
I'm
say,
not telling you to feel bad for him.
It's like when you get a new iPhone, Siri is still there.
See, that's an interesting thing that you brought up because naturally I would be agreeing with you, but I feel like in a situation with Vision, it's different because it wasn't the fact that he died. Thanos took the Soul Stone or Mind Stone away from him, and I think like the whole reason why
he cracked his head open like a peanut. And he was just
Yeah,
like,
but if he didn't take that soul stone, if he put the soul stone back in, he's still Vision.
if he put the
Good luck after
Mind
cracking
Stone
his-
back in his head and somehow fixed everything, I think he would be back to normal.
That's why this white Vision could just technically be a Vision.
Yeah, because it explained that Wanda, the whole reason why she created
She made.
she
her
took
own
a portion of the Mind Stone.
when she was visiting.
Yeah, and she made this vision
Yeah.
in her head, right? And this vision in her head is pretty much the Mind Stone, a fragment of it, right?
Yeah.
And then this vision was just like, "I'll give you my memories," and in a sense, he kind of gave him the fragment
Just
of the
think
Mind
of
Stone.
it as
too.
like transferring something from a USB to a computer.
Yeah.
no, I know that. Like I'm not saying, but I'm just saying it just runs.
I don't think we ever thought he was dead.
But
I thought at
but
first
you get what
that-
I'm
I
saying?
thought
It just it runs into the problem. What I'm trying to get at is that like these characters can die and they can come back in another dimension. They can come back, like you said,
Yeah.
being like it makes sense. I'm not saying that doesn't make sense, but it's just like
I feel like Vision makes the most sense out of any of those
yeah,
situations.
I agree.
Because he's a robot, you can literally just download his memory to the next Android body.
Yeah.
But like for Tony Stark to come back, Black Widow to come back, those
Yeah,
are gonna be
okay, yeah. I guess
sketchy things
that you make a good point. Yeah,
because they're not robots
yeah.
unless they are.
That's fair.
Imagine they're just like the timekeepers and all them at robot.
But
heads.
now that there's all these timelines, anybody can be back.
Yeah, that's what they're
And s-
saying they don't like.
Yeah.
But they're saying with Vision, it kind of makes sense.
What do you think about?
That's fair.
So, what about Iron Man though? Iron Man's gonna stay dead, or did you say he was gonna come back or something like that?
Well, I already mentioned this in a different video, but Shang-Chi's coming out and the new line of Marvel Legends that came out that I bought one. And the whole line is just Shang-Chi characters, but one of them is Iron Man, AI Iron Man. And it's like still his Iron Man suit. It's somewhere up there. I don't know. It's still a suit, but you take off the helmet, and it's like a hologram Tony Stark.
Oh, so they're doing like Superior Iron Man almost.
Yeah, that's what I'd figure. Or like even in the comics, how Tony Stark died and he was Jarvis for them for a bit.
I
'Cause
don't
he
think people are
downloaded
gonna be
his-
okay with that though. People are like, "Oh, this isn't my Iron Man."
Literally, who gives a fuck?
I care,
Why would you care? It's still Iron Man. He's just a hologram.
but he's
You
dead.
already know he set up holograms for his daughter to do a thing, for Spider-Man in his suit. He's already done this. Why wouldn't he set it up to help his team?
because it's a little weird though.
Why?
It's still gonna be him. It's just gonna be like a Vision version of
Yeah,
him.
just because Vision was Jarvis technically to begin with,
Yeah.
and now the Iron Man download. He even said in the movies, or I think he said that he has his mind or something like downloaded to the computer.
Basically.
So like I don't know. I think I get where you're coming from. It would be different, but yeah, he's dead. And like they might just do this in a few movies, and then maybe be like, oh look, Loki found Iron Man. He's here.
Okay, so I think we went around. Besides you, what do you think is gonna happen next season, or in whatever in general?
John or me?
John,
Hmm.
because did you say? Did you mention?
Yeah,
that?
I mentioned.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think maybe there's a slim chance that in Eternals something might happen, just because I don't know what's gonna happen in Eternals, how they're gonna explain. Like even in the trailer,
You know
they,
what? It's almost like the movies and show. They're all gonna share the same universe and story.
That's.
Alex is
Hey,
giving me a
dude.
look.
I'm joking.
I was gonna say, are you? Please tell
It's
me.
like Andrew asking if
I'm
we knew
just
David
fucking
Harbour was in
around.
Stranger Things.
Yeah. Nobody caught on to that.
I did, but I just let you keep going.
I almost was like,
It's almost like they could explain it in anything in a different way.
That's what I mean. But like they even say in the trailer
You
for
don't know.
Eternals.
That's the thing, right? Like it's like when we all those
Hey,
predictions.
Coach, shut up.
John, don't interrupt people.
I told him to shut up because he was interrupting me.
I'm sorry.
Dumbass.
Continue. Sorry for interrupting.
It's okay, buddy. I forgive
Oh,
you.
okay.
You, on the other hand, yelling at me.
I don't need your fucking forgiveness.
Good.
I don't need your fucking forgiveness.
I'll fuck you up.
Fuck you up.
But yeah, in the Eternals trailer, have you guys seen the trailer?
No.
There's a part where they even, I'm pretty sure, I don't remember. I could be thinking something else, but I'm pretty sure they're like, where were you guys? They're like, Thanos was going to go because they're like they walk out of the ocean one day. And like, where were you guys when like the world was like ending and like people were just fucking getting zapped out, snapped out? And like, oh, they don't really say anything. I'm like, well, maybe they're coming from a different timeline that got merged with the current timeline or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
How fucked would that be that you're just like, this is the norm now? There's just different timelines that might pop in and out.
Well, it's gonna bring a lot of characters in for us.
It's true, but it's just like I love comics, but I think stuff like this, like time travel and multi-universe thing, is just a bunch of. It just throws up on like logic and like any storytelling in general. It just seems like a mess almost sometimes.
That all ends up tying itself together.
How?
A nice little bow.
I don't know.
Oh.
There's a mess. There's always a mess, and then like 10 movies.
And then there's always
tie it
like,
up.
okay, end everything, and we're gonna have like a Secret Wars sort of thing.
Yeah, just
Speaking of the tying things up,
you're gonna get a vasectomy.
let's tie this up. It's time to wrap this up.
Well, I think yeah.
I think we talked about everything that we need to talk about. So, John, you want to close us?
Goodbye.
Okay.
There's anything you guys want us to review?
Yeah, put
Comment
what you
down
guys
in
want to
the-
review in the comments.
Hopefully.
Smash that like button.
Just beat the
Leave a comment.
shit out of that.
Yeah, just
like
smack
button.
it around for me. Smack it
Yeah.
around.
Maybe even ding that bell.
Kick the like button like Sofa Couch kicked Loki into the portal.
Sofa couch.
Sofa couch.
Yeah, remember you were saying Sophie, so we said Sofa Couch.
That's her new name.
Okay, we're done here.
All right, we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.